Hello and welcome to this edition of Carry On Tourism Talks with Explore Houma. I am so very glad you're joining us. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker, joined as always for Explore Houma with Miss Gabby Dishman. Hey, Gabby.
Hey, how's it going?
I am well. Thank you very much. And you?
Very well.
Man, we got so many things to be excited about in our area. But today we're going to talk a little bit about the tourism impact and all of this beautiful art in Houma.
Absolutely. So this has got to be probably one of my favorite things to promote about our area, just because I feel like art is weaved into the very fabric of our destination. I mean, from the Native American tribes with the palmetto basket weaving to the beadwork to even just acrylic and oil paintings. It's really beautiful to see it kind of come to life throughout our beautiful parish. And it's something that tourists really almost don't expect when they come here, but they're pleasantly surprised, and it's got them coming back for more.
You know, growing up here my whole life, it's one of those things that I've seen over the years, and it is beyond my capacity to understand art. I just, you know, the best thing I do about art is buy it, according to my wife. And so it's just really cool to be able to see. But Gabby, I got to tell you, I agree. We've always had such unique art in our area. And so tourists, when they come in, they're like, oh, okay, I thought we were going down to this place that we didn't even know still existed. We didn't know. We thought they were underwater that far south of New Orleans. But not only are we dry, but we're high and dry when it comes to artistic integrity. All of the people that have painted murals over the area, right?
It's beautiful. I mean, even downtown Houma, you walk 5 steps in downtown Houma and you can't get those 5 steps without seeing a mural, without seeing the beautiful murals on the Rotary Plaza, on just the many buildings in downtown Houma. And even in the windows, the window displays have started incorporating beautiful artwork.
And Gabby, there's an Explore Houma right there.
Yes.
Right?
So we're
with
about
some crab
to talk
claws.
yes. So we're about to talk about Cassie in the second segment.
Right.
She's got a really cool gallery down here, and we partnered with her for this mural.
Wow.
And she painted it. She's incredible. But
clearly.
yeah, and it's historic, these murals as well. It's not just for beauty, it's for purpose too.
Yeah.
And that's what's so incredible about it.
And this one, these two, go back one if you don't mind, Dwayne. This one really kind of represents a lot of Houma's history.
Absolutely.
Right? Because it looks at old Main Street. It looks at the commercial cafe. It looks at all of these things that are so valuable, you know, fishing industry, the fish and oyster company, all of these things that, you know, I don't know about, but it's our history. And so my mom and dad were able to kind of share a lot of that stuff with me as well. Thank you, Dwayne. I appreciate that. We'll go to the next one. And this one's most recent.
Most
right?
recent, absolutely.
I think the paint's still wet on that one.
Yeah, for real. And you could see this one being painted live if you came to Bayou Arts Fest this past weekend, which is really cool. It's by a local artist, Hans Geist.
Yeah.
He's super talented. It's a really great representation of the music in our area.
Right. And that's all that jazz and blues, and it is.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've got so many representations of jazz and blues here in our area. But I mean, Hans Geist is he's a lot of the art in our area that people see. I'm glad to see you partnering with another person who's being able to do that. So that's really exciting. And again, that's up and coming. We're going to be able to spend a little time in the future talking about that. Let's talk about some of the other things happening in the area.
So we have some incredible galleries in downtown Houma. I mean, the Terrebonne Fine Arts Guild is one of them. They showcase a number of different artists. They have mentorship programs, which is really great. They help mentor the artists in our area. They have different events that they throw in the gallery. And it's really a beautiful representation, kind of a culmination of the different styles from watercolor to pastels to acrylics and oils. It's a really great combination of all of those. And then another gallery that we have is the Art by Naja Gallery. It's really beautiful here in downtown Houma. And she actually came from Panama. So she brought her roots down to us. And it's kind of like that twist on the Southern art from where she comes from as well. And it's really beautiful. She's got some home decor and handmade jewelry in there as well.
Yeah.
And then in the next segment, we'll talk about the That's So Cassie. The That's So Cassie Gallery. We'll bring in Cassie and she'll tell us about the beautiful theme that she's got going with that.
Gotcha. Very good. So we're looking forward to that. And again, so we'll talk about that. But again, you know, it's one of those things that people don't expect art galleries, much like they don't expect all these beautiful murals. And it's a wonderful artistic representation of our area. to go along with how cool it is to just experience festivals and things down here. I mean, there's so many
Absolutely.
wonderful festivals, especially when it starts getting a little cool this time of year. I mean, it just makes people want to get outside and see all these murals and walk through
indeed.
these art galleries.
Yes,
Right?
and it is fall festival season. I mean, the weather is beautiful. Bayou Arts Fest we just had
Just
last
had
weekend.
that last weekend,
We're
right?
getting ready for Rougarou Fest, and what's so incredible about these festivals is that at them you can experience so many different vendors, and it's art. It's real art that people have made it. It's one of a kind, original pieces that you can take home with you.
Yeah, and it's really neat to be able to get something, if you will, from an artist that has moved here and taken their talent here, and even better for artists that
Yes.
live here, artists that are from
Absolutely.
here, right? And so they want to be able to share their culture with us. They want to be able to share their art, their artistry, if you will. You know, because
Absolutely.
again, it's far beyond my capacity. You know, I'm barely getting past stick people. And just to see the incredible artwork that people can do. And we see our culture come to life, if you will. So really looking
Absolutely.
forward to going through this with Cassie soon. So that's going to be awesome to be able to do. I'm glad you'll be able to bring them on, which is really cool. But I appreciate in this segment really being able to talk about what happens in our area, all of the good
Absolutely.
things that people can see. And we want people to come down and literally do exactly who you work for, explore Houma,
Absolutely.
because it's beautiful. We
really
appreciate
is.
you being here, Gabby. We're going to take a break and come right back with a whole lot more, right?
Yep.
Very
We'll do that.
cool. All right, guys, we'll be right back here with another segment of Tourism Talks with Explore Houma here with Carry On. Hello and welcome back to this edition of Carry On Tourism Talks with Explore Houma. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very, very much. And we always welcome back Miss Gabby Dishman. Gabby, thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for having me.
We are so very glad. And we also have a special guest here, Miss Cassie Voisin. Cassie, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. I like it. And so we want to talk a little bit about that. So, Cassie, and we're going to get there.
Yes.
But I want to talk a little bit. You've been doing this for 10 years. Tell me how you first started out and where your love of painting came from.
So I was always creative as a kid.
Okay.
Thought I would end up in the medical field.
Oh,
So I worked at a doctor's office right outside of high school.
Okay.
And painted for like a stress relief. And it
Okay.
just so happened that when I started sharing my art, I became more busy with that than what I was doing
with the
at
doctor's
my
office.
9-to-5 job. So friends and family started reaching out and wanting paintings. And so for the past 10 years, I've been a full-time muralist. So I've traveled the country painting murals for hospitals, urgent cares, restaurants. I did a couple years in Los Angeles. But
Hello.
what really pulled is home. I always love
Yeah.
to come back home. And but I'm very thankful for all those years. It taught me a lot, being able to paint for other people.
Wow, you kind of get a feel for that culture,
Yes.
right? So were they asking you to kind of do murals that kind of represented either something that was important to them or represented something important to their particular area or agency?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Each city's different, but
Yeah.
it showed me a lot, you know. But we have something really special here in Terrebonne Parish and in Houma.
Yeah.
It's unlike anything I've seen anywhere I've traveled. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely learned a lot of stories along the way.
All right. Well, welcome home. And so tell us about this one that you did with Explore Houma in this partnership. We'll put it back up, D, if you don't mind.
So we did that, what, 2 years ago, I think?
Okay.
So inside the crab claws are stories of our area. So there's these little doodles of the seafood industry, our different cultures, different arts and music and food. And it's really cool. The claws itself tell a story. The more you look, the more you see, kind of thing.
Wow. It is that is remarkable. to be able to see that, and that you've done that, and that you've come home to do that. Tell me what this culture is like that's different from the other places that you've traveled.
Well, there's just a lot of difference in what we have here. I think everywhere you look, it's a different sort of culture than most
Right.
places. Most places I've been able to pin like, okay, this is the theme, this is the vibe.
right.
But in Houma, it's so different. Like you said, with the Native American culture, Bayou Arts Fest really portrayed that well on
Right.
the courtyard steps. My new gallery's right off the courtyard steps, so I
Okay.
had a front row view
Wow.
to see all the different cultures.
Okay.
But
Very cool.
all of our cultures here tell such a strong story of our
Yeah.
history. It's really cool.
And
to
we're
see.
pretty eclectic here.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of influences from a lot of places. It's kind of like the music here,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, we've got so many different flavors, if you will, of
Yes.
music, much like we do with art. And so let's talk about how this came about with a partnership with Explore Home. You want to talk about that a little bit, Gabby?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was really an incredible thing because social media has been kind of such a tool in driving the tourism industry,
Right.
especially as of recent. And so I feel like this mural is just another way to kind of get our destination out there, but it's also a beautiful representation of what our destination is. And so
Right.
when people are posting those pictures of them in between the cute little crawfish claws, you're seeing everything that's painted within them, the different representations of our culture, and they're tagging Explore Houma, they're sharing it, they're really sharing our destination
Right.
with all of their followers, no matter what part of the world they're from.
You know, the really cool thing about those claws is if you do take a picture with it right in between, you feel kind of that embrace, right? That our culture really loves to give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come here and you're not a stranger anymore. You're like family.
Right.
That's what home is about. And it's really, really cool. All right, let's talk about the gallery, right?
Yes.
That's so
Yes.
Cassie, right? So tell us why the name.
So I went by Murals by Cassie for the past 10 years,
Ah, gotcha.
but I'm kind of shifting to more canvas art and things.
Right.
And I'm very appreciative of the following that I've had over the years, but
Right.
so many times people have reached out and said, I saw this artwork on this building and I knew it was you. It's so Cassie. And it was
Okay.
a phrase that was said so often. And when we were coming up with a new name, it just kind of made sense.
Right. That's so Cassie. You can see it. That's the art gallery. Again, it's downtown. Really excited, like you mentioned. And so that's just really cool to take that large mural perspective and then bring it to a smaller presentation.
Yeah.
Is that fun for you?
It's fun and challenging.
Okay, gotcha.
I feel like I'm starting from scratch right now.
It's like a brand new. It's like a brand new you.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, that's so Cassie.
Yeah.
Just changing things a little bit. But that's just really cool. I love the name.
Thank
Very
you so
catchy,
much.
and it's just really exciting. And so, what's the one thing that you would say about the That's So Cassie Art Gallery? What was the one thing you would say about it? What's the feel?
The theme of the gallery is love letters to Louisiana.
Wow.
So me coming back home and planting roots here, everything that you see in the gallery is a love letter to where I'm from in my state. So you'll see a lot of Louisiana critters painted, some more whimsical,
Right.
fun paintings, a lot of scenic bayou scenes. There's a lot of New Orleans art around, which I
Okay.
appreciate, but I
Right.
really want to tie roots to Houma. So you'll
Right.
see a lot more bayou scenes and things
Right.
like that you would find here in our local area.
So what a way to really capture Houma, to partner with Explore Houma, to really make That So Cassie a part of our new culture with this new gallery.
Absolutely.
So congratulations.
Thank
Welcome
you.
home. Exciting. 10 years away. Welcome back.
Thank
Very
you.
glad you're doing that. And so, Gabby, I'm glad that you were able to think about and Explore Houma found a way to partner with them together. So thank you, ladies, both for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You got it. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular edition of Carry On Tourism Talks with Explore Houma. But don't go anywhere. We got a whole lot more right here on HTV.